Welcome, listener. Today, our deep dive unpacks the surprising world of chocolate's health benefits.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
This isn't just about a sweet treat, it's really a journey into a complex food with some pretty ancient roots.
Absolutely. And our sources reveal how this food of the gods offers some real advantages because of its powerful compounds.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also critical considerations you need to know. So our mission today is basically to give you the facts so you can enjoy chocolate wisely and understand its true impact on your well-being.
Okay, so let's get into it. I was genuinely surprised, actually, to learn that the health benefits seem tied only to dark chocolate.
Right.
Specifically varieties with, 70% or more cocoa content?
That's the key threshold, generally. It all starts with the Theobroma cacao tree, literally food of the gods.
Which was even used as currency, I read.
Exactly. Ancient currency. But yeah, for your health, that high cocoa content is where it gets really interesting.
So what's in there?
Well, what's fascinating is dark chocolate's nutrient density. It's surprisingly rich in essential minerals. It's a good source of iron and particularly high in magnesium.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a mineral many of us are often a bit low on. And the fats, well, unlike typical butterfat that can raise your bad cholesterol, cocoa butter has these unique fats like stearic acid that surprisingly don't seem to negatively impact your LDL cholesterol. That's, a very different kind of fat profile.
And then there are the flavanols. That's the real power source, right? Things like epicatechin.
Exactly. Think of them like tiny internal bodyguards, yeah.
Wow.
Actively disarming cellular threats.
Wow. So dark chocolate actually has more antioxidants than some famous superfruits like asparagus or blueberries.
It does, according to some measures. These flavanols are potent antioxidants, neutralizing those harmful free radicals we hear about.
Right.
And they're also powerful anti-inflammatories. It's this kind of subtle, ongoing battle against the internal wear and tear our bodies face daily. Really vital for, preventing cellular damage and potentially fighting chronic diseases.
Okay, it's clear these flavanols are powerful, but how do these incredible compounds actually translate into, tangible benefits for our bodies? What does this mean for you, the listener?
Okay, so for your heart, these flavanols act a bit like messengers. They tell your blood vessels to relax.
How do they do that?
They do this by boosting something called nitric oxide. Basically, it helps your arteries loosen up, making it easier for blood to flow smoothly, and that can potentially lower your blood pressure.
Okay.
They also seem to work to increase the good HDL cholesterol and, crucially, protect the bad LDL from harmful oxidation. That oxidation part is really important.
So it sounds, almost too good to be true. Are there any trade-offs, or is it really that simple for heart health?
Well, it's not quite that simple, but studies do suggest maybe a 9 to 11% lower heart disease risk with moderate weekly dark chocolate consumption.
Moderate being the key word there, I guess.
Definitely. And for your brain. Well, improved cerebral blood flow could mean better memory and focus. Plus, there are compounds like phenylethylamine, PEA for short, that might help release endorphins, potentially giving your mood and well-being a little boost.
Okay, so we connect this to the bigger picture. It sounds like dark chocolate could be more than just a tasty treat.
Absolutely. Dark chocolate is also what we call a prebiotic.
Meaning it feeds the good gut bacteria.
Exactly. It feeds beneficial gut bacteria and can increase your microbiome diversity. And this gut-brain axis connection is really vital. Improving your gut health can actually indirectly support brain function and mood, too.
Huh. So next time you're savoring a square, you can imagine these tiny powerhouses getting to work inside you.
Kind of like a mini spa day for your arteries and your gut.
Okay, this sounds amazing, but, there's always a catch, right?
Usually is.
Not all dark chocolate delivers these benefits equally. You mentioned the 70% cocoa, but the way it's processed really matters too.
It really does.
Yeah.
And this raises an important question. How do you choose wisely? Because processing methods like Dutching, that's alkalization, they're often used to make it less bitter.
Right, I've seen that on labels.
But they significantly reduce the beneficial flavanol content and the antioxidant capacity. So you really want to look for natural or minimally processed options to get the most benefit.
And here's something else, a crucial detail I found, frankly, a real eye-opener. Heavy metals.
Yes.
Some chocolate contains heavy metals like lead, often from dust after harvest, and cadmium, which the plant absorbs from the soil, especially in certain regions like Ecuador.
That's correct. Cadmium uptake varies a lot by region and soil type.
So while the benefits are compelling, how serious is this issue for the average person?
Well, It is a significant concern, particularly for vulnerable groups like children. There's really no safe level of lead exposure for kids,
Hmm.
and cadmium over time can potentially damage kidneys and the liver. Now, the FDA currently views chocolate as a, let's say, minor source overall in the diet,
Hmm.
but it's definitely something to be aware of. Yeah. Our recommendation, try to choose brands that actually test for and report lower levels of these contaminants if you can find that information.
Right. And transparency matters there. So, given the calories, the sugar, and this potential for heavy metals, it really comes down to moderation, doesn't it?
Absolutely paramount. It is not a case of more is better.
Yeah, because exceeding the recommended amounts, you start introducing enough sugar, calories, and potentially those heavy metals that they could actually negate the very benefits we're talking about.
Exactly. Recommendations generally fall between, say, 6 grams, that's tiny, like 1 or 2 small squares, and maybe up to 2 ounces, which is roughly 56 grams per day.
Okay.
Think of dark chocolate as a valuable supplemental food. It's not a primary dietary staple,
Yeah.
and it's certainly not a magic bullet, a panacea for all health issues.
Got it. A supplement, not a staple. So, next time you unwrap a piece of dark chocolate, maybe consider this. How does understanding its complex journey from that ancient food of the gods to this modern health debate, how does that empower you to make even more informed, more mindful choices about the treats you consume?